Okay, I think it's live.
Yay!
Yay! Hi, everyone. So excited to be here. This is my first co-live on my channel. And of course, I had to do it with Joleen, who is like my YouTube BFF.
I feel so, just like so lucky to be your first. Miranda.
It's definitely like my virginity all over again. You know, I feel just so giddy and nervous.
Well, yeah, I appreciate it because I was just trying to give my virginity away when I was young and no one was taking it. So the fact that you want to give me yours is so great. Thank
you. Well, welcome to my YouTube home. How does it feel? Is it cozy?
It's so cozy. And I have to point out that you have, I mean, obviously you always look great, but you have a new light about you.
Yes, you guys, I got a light. Well, my mother-in-law got me a light.
What a sweetie.
She's super supportive. I'm so lucky with my mother-in-law. I don't know how your relationship is with your mother-in-law, but
well, I'm staying in her house right now, her retirement house for free. Huh? So I'm pretty lucky too. I'd say I'm pretty lucky too.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But yeah, my mother-in-law is super supportive. She got me a light for like Mother's Day. And I was like, oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that. Now I can be glowing. And she's like, it's for your live thingies.
Oh, that's you're so sweet. And lights are so important. People don't even realize because just being able to like lights and sound. So just like having a mic and having lights is everything.
Right. And so I'm real grateful. So I'm glad that it like can show off my skin. Anyways, you guys, thank you for showing up. I always get really nervous. I don't know if you're the same, Joleen, but on every live I do, and even before I post a video or anything, I get so nervous that someone's not going to show up, or that it's going to be a flop video, or that something's going to happen. I get nervous about everything, but particularly with YouTube, my lives, I'm always nervous right before I go on. But having you here makes it a lot easier for me.
The thing. When you have friends, like people are always asking me, oh, Joleen, are you going to like interview people and stuff? And I'm like, that gives me so much anxiety. One, because I talk so much shit on my channel. And two, because what if I have technical issues and things like that and I don't feel professional? But when I'm living with you and Busy and Sarah, it's like, these are my friends. My mom, like I don't have anything to really worry about because we're going to back each other up, so.
Yeah, that's how I'm feeling a little bit, but I'm sure. I mean, like last night I went live on here to kind of, I haven't been live on YouTube.
I know. I got excited when I saw you live. I was like, hi.
Yeah, I saw you there. I hadn't been live on YouTube in months. I don't know if I ever told you, the last live I did, only I think 7 people showed up, and 4 of them were trolls that had nut sacks for profile pictures. and so it kind of, I was like, you know what, I got to stay away from YouTube live for some reason. Like I always get the crazy people. I just can't do it. But in today's live, we're going to shit talk Big Brother. We are going to talk, you guys, about house guests that we would rather shoot our big toe off and shove it up our ass than ever see again.
So, I mean, I just love it's poetic the way Miranda says it. It's like, you're not going to be mistaken. It's people we do not want to see.
Yes, like we will shoot it off and shove it in our ear or something because we do not want to see these people ever again.
Yes.
And so I'm curious, Joleen, who would be your number one that you do not want to ever see?
Oh my God. I've so obviously like almost everyone from last season, except for Kemi, Jess, Nicole, Ovi, and David. But everyone else can F the right off. Kat, I wouldn't mind seeing Kat either. But everyone else can kick rocks. Okay. So obviously the worst case scenario is Jerkson comes back. Second worst case scenario that I didn't think of, and this isn't going to happen, that's why I haven't really put too much thought in it, would be Paulie, Cody's less attractive brother, because I thought he was just the worst.
Oh, and he's like the biggest misogynistic pig I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, yes. And the way he treated Zakia, the way he treated Davon, the way he came at the game as a big baby who wouldn't even go through his punishment.
Right. He was crying the whole time while he was making that damn pie. I was like, well, multiple pies. I think he had to make one every time they honked the horn, right?
Yeah. And how can his dad's semen creates something so beautiful as Cody and something so disgusting as Pauly, I'll never understand how semen works. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I have no clue how it works. I don't know, girl.
No, but
I agree.
Yeah.
Pauly's consistently trash. He's still trash on the challenge.
Consistently.
He's trash off the challenge.
But now he's Pirates of the Caribbean trash on the challenge because he met Cara Maria and now he's a pirate and he's just horrible. I'll never forget when they went to jury, Miranda, and the way Pauly was just, the way he spoke to Zakia, the way he treated her was a freaking crime. Like, I hated that dude. And when Davon stuck up for him and he like came at her about being a mother, and I was like, please end him. Please finish him Mortal Kombat style. I'm so over Pauly's little entitled ass speaking to women that way. And he just sucked. He was just him and Corey. So that's my first person I wouldn't want to.
Pauly. Yeah, I remember one time when they went, it was Zakia. No. Was it one of them had crawled? You remember that little crawl space they had that season, and then it like entered into a different room. Yeah. One of them had crawled in there, and then obviously the other one went. I think it might have been Zakia. She went in there for some space, and then Pauly crawled up in there like little worm he is. He had to go crawl up in there and disrupt her peace, and like literally made her sob and cry. I was like, this dude is such a piece of shit. I can't even handle him. And I was just yelling at my screen like, Zakia, the dick can't be that good. It really can't. Like, stand up for yourself. And so then when Davon stood up for her, I was like, yes, Zakia will, finally see, because sometimes when you're with your girlfriends, usually, well, not usually, but sometimes it takes your girlfriends like telling you like, oh, this guy's a loser. But that didn't end up happening. I think she ended up, what was it that time? She ended up like sticking up for Pauly or...
Well, it was Natalie, I think, kind of called Pauly out that season. And she told Zakia, like, hey, he's made weird comments to me. And Zakia did that thing that I think a lot of women do, where then goes back and tells Pauly instead and kind of went against Natalie more so than Pauly, where Pauly was like, why don't you say that? It's like, dude, give me a break. Come on.
Right.
I mean, he played those like, I play soccer, I'd never hurt you, baby. And you're like, you were born to hurt me, Pauly. I don't get the appeal. A six-pack does not a hot person make. You have to have all this and niceness to go with it. So yeah, Pauly's lucky Cody's his brother, or he would never have TV time.
Literally. Well, I don't know, maybe because they tend to cast trash. So he might have been able to worm his way up in there all on his own, but I'm sure there would have been a much cuter Texas A&M student who had some microaggressions all over the place. That probably would have taken his place before if Cody wasn't his brother. Right.
This just goes to show you, dads of the world and parents of the world, after your kids get a certain age, no more kissing them on the lips or you'll get a Pauly. That's what happens. It's like you either get Tom Brady or you get Pauly, and which is worse? I don't know. No, I don't know.
I'd like to see the dynamics between Cody and Pauly when they're by themselves, or with family. I'd like to see if Cody just literally sits there like, oh my God, is he looking at me? Oh my God, he's noticed me. He's going to ask for something, I know. It's one of those situations.
I like to think that Cody is not as problematic as Pauly, but something tells me it's like they're brothers. How did he escape that,
Yeah, I wonder. I could definitely see some inappropriate joking between the two.
Yeah.
And them excuse it for brother jokes. And I don't mean inappropriate between them. I mean inappropriate about other people kind of thing.
Exactly. How about you? Who's your person?
Gina Marie. Right off the bat, Gina Marie, 15, the majority of, I love how you said the majority of 21, because for me, it's the majority of 15. It's including Andy, who apparently thinks that he is Big Brother Jesus.
Can we talk about this, Miranda?
Yes, I've been wanting to talk about it, girl, because he is getting on my last nerve, and I don't have that many left. Once the day is over and I'm doing my scrolling, Amelia is taking up the majority of my nerves, and Andy, he's really talented at tiptoeing on all of them.
Yes.
And it's really annoying.
My friend Powell, who sometimes does Survivor recaps with me, hit me up with Andy's. Andy's been putting so much out there recently about how he deserves this, he deserves that. 15's got a bad rap. here's the deal, Andy. I know he wants to push this card of like, he's the first gay winner, which is amazing. Great. Yeah. So happy. However, you did problematic shit on your season. You didn't call stuff out. You weren't an ally. People didn't like you. They didn't like how you played. They didn't. That's just how it went. It had nothing to do with anything other than that. So I don't myself, I think he's really grasping for stuff right now. And he's on Twitter and, 15, I don't think Big Brother wants a relationship with that season because it was so problematic. Now, I don't think it's fair of CBS to just wash their hands like, where did these people come from? Well, you brought them here. That's where they came from. But for Andy to be on Twitter and just cry me a river, so many people didn't even get to play the game, Andy, because of the people you aligned yourself with, and you just let these comments go. Howard and Candace did not even get a chance to be a part of this great opportunity because your friends who you stuck up for after the show and stuff made it hard for them because of their race and because they made these, racist remarks and fighting. So Andy, you won. That's pretty fucking sorry to say the F word. I don't want to get you demonetized. That's pretty great.
You can say whatever you want.
So Cry Me a River, there's so many players. We have Kemi, we have so many people who didn't really get to play because they had to play with these horrible people who were targeting them based on these, internal biases that they carried with them as people. Being like jerks and stuff. And then Camp Comeback, which was like a freaking joke and like watched like Big Brother segregation in action.
Yeah. So, oh my God.
The fact that Andy is out there just crying for stuff, it's like, now is not the time, Andy. There are bigger things going on than you not being invited back to CBS.
Right. Like anyone cares. First, thank you, Maya, for the super chat. I appreciate it, girlfriend. Yeah, I think he's just so irritating. I think he's trying to take this moment in time, like, with Black Lives Matter and everything, and work it to his advantage, which I think is real grimy. He's making it a moment, and I agree with a lot of the things that he's saying about like inclusivity and stuff like that, but he's making it about himself. I'm not being invited back for an all-star season. I've never been invited back to host a competition. I all over the damn place. And it's like, you're trying to have this movement moment in the middle of a movement moment, and you're making your moment about yourself instead of the whole. Instead of CBS in general needs to work on themselves. They have a problem, not, they have a problem because they've invited me back or haven't invited me back. Like, would he have the same energy if he had been invited back? I don't think so.
I don't think so either. Andy took a while to really speak up, about these things. And so the fact that he was able to win, the fact that he was able to get as far as he did and he wasn't targeted because of, any factors about him, just prove how privileged he truly was in the game. So I think he needs to take several seats on this one. And it's, not everyone's going to like every winner. There's been so many people who have won or done well and not been invited back. There are some greats that go forward. Even Janelle is someone that she might never have won, but her impact on the people was so strong. Danielle Reyes too, where they've been invited back. They've been invited back to host things, to talk on panel for other seasons. Andy, you're just not going to be one of those people. It's time to move on.
Right. Maybe start a YouTube channel if you want people to get to know you so bad. Erin Williams, she basically was able to Phoenix herself out of her trash and into major success. Andy could do the same thing. Like, if he really wants to, he would be able to do it if he just separate himself a little bit from Big Brother that he claims doesn't want anything to do with him. He doesn't shut up about it. He tweets about Big Brother nonstop, even in the off season. If he were to just separate himself, create his own space on social media, like with YouTube, or I don't know how active he is on Instagram, if he even is.
I only know Twitter,
Yeah, I've only ever seen him on Twitter. But if he were to take steps to create something more for himself, I think he might be able to shut up for a while. But
Yeah. Just like Ina says in the comments, Andy was complicit in the problematic behavior. And that's not forgotten by people. Yes, things were said about him. Aaron did make comments about Andy that he didn't know at the time.
Right.
But if you sit there and you listen to all this, and then even after the fact, the season comes out and you have this moment to speak and you don't, I mean, I think this is a time where I think he really should be speaking for his fellow Big Brother players of color. You know, like you won, Andy. You know, your thing. There's so, like I said, there's so many people who didn't even get to play this game.
Yeah.
Because they were too busy fighting off racists. And BB15, you have Howard and Candace, prime example. And you have Kemi this past season. I mean, she couldn't do anything right in their eyes because they villainized her as a human being. Like everything she did, from putting her shaker in the fridge, was seen as some big, awful thing. You know?
And not to mention, David couldn't even walk without Jackson being obsessed about it. Exactly. He couldn't even, or Cliff threatening to pee on the floor and blame it on David. You know,
people forget how problemative Cliff Hogg was. People want to do a little like thing around Cliff, but let's remember, Cliff wanted to work with Jerkson so bad. Cliff gave up him and Nicole's game to work with Jackson because Cliff considered him a good old boy. And so, you know, I'm not trying, you know, I know there are Cliff fans, but that's one reason that I don't stan Cliff. It's not like I dislike him, whatever. I'm pretty impartial. He started following me on Instagram. I'm like, I don't know if he's ever seen my videos. But I never was like a real big Cliff fan. I do always root for like the older people in the game because I feel for them because they're put at a great disadvantage because there's not enough age diversity either. But when he started following me, I was like, oh.
Like, I don't know if you mean to do that, dude.
But I thought Cliff's game was like someone coming in as a super fan, just blowing up their spot, Cliff's Notes, trying to get on After Dark, talking about wanting to do all the podcasts. Like Rob has a podcast after. I don't need someone who wants to get famous off this. I want someone who's going to play the damn game. Right.
Exactly. Cliff, I'm not a fan of. I'll just throw that up. I'm not impartial. I'm not a fan. After he stooped that low with David. Oh, hey Jackson, why don't we piss on the floor and blame it on David? Oh yeah, that's real nice, you old man. That's real mature. Like, come on. Like, that just showed that he is ready and willing to do whatever. And see, that's what a lot of people, you know, either comment or message me or like in my lives, oh, I'd love to see you on Big Brother or whatever. Here's the deal. I have morals. And I have a loud mouth.
Me too.
I would have a really hard time seeing someone do something like that and be able to keep my mouth shut for the sake of the game. Yeah. You know, if I were in the room and I heard Cliff say that, I would be like, excuse me, grandfather time. How old are we? Are we in junior high? Okay, because we should not be acting like this, sir. Like, you know, and I would get voted out immediately. I might as well just do that on my YouTube and not waste my time, you know. But
oh, Miranda, you always
like that where
grandfather time.
I can't keep my mouth shut with things that are just blatantly wrong.
Yes.
And I wish I could be like, oh yeah, for 500,000, sure, maybe $1 million, like maybe $1 million, but 500K. No. And even $1 million, it really, like, realistically, it really wouldn't, because especially now I have Amelia. I don't need Amelia. And this is why when people get on the show and their parents, I always question them like, hey, you need to stand up for what's right. You know, like with Cliff too, that I was disappointed in him.
Yeah, me
You're a parent. When you're a parent and you're on shows like this, you have an obligation to show your child what they're supposed to be and how they're supposed to act. No matter if it's a game show or not, sure, have fun, be competitive, but don't be racist. Don't be homophobic. Don't do all of these. Don't participate in jokes and allow bullying. If you're trying to teach your child not to allow bullying, then don't participate in that bullying.
Yep.
And so I would have a really hard time getting on the show in general, probably. But if I were to make it on the show, I'd have a hard time staying. And I'm sure you would too, because, I mean, we can't really hide our face. You know, we would probably be like, the fuck?
It would be constant, like, people would be just grabbing screen grabs and be like just like,
right.
what? where am I? Just like, I'd have all my chins out in confusion. Just like, why are we, what are you doing? You know,
this chin is confusion. This chin is disgust. This chin is dismay.
It's so true.
That's basically how it would be, especially if we were on together. It would be like, did you hear
this? Yeah. I would be like, oh, that's the racist room. And then I would, we got to get the racist room out. We would be anti-racist room. That would be our freaking alliance.
Everybody would probably try to get us out, get those two Debbie Downers who hate racism out.
Listen, all the dudes would be wanting me out. I don't look good in a bikini. I'm not going to hook up with you. And I got a mouth from the South. So none of these people. I mean, if I had to last season be another person, I know I said most of 21, but Nick, Baby Bangs. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I just hit my mic. I'm so like, oh my gosh.
She's so passionate about it. She hit her mic.
I can't with that, because here's the thing. Jerkson and Aquadouche, Jerkson came in and I mean, he's an idiot and everything, but Nick was one of those people that comes in as a fake ass ally. He comes in as a fake ass woke dude with little baby bangs and weird tattoos. And I went to college, and he ends up being the worst, saying the worst shit, being racist, making violent comments, like just being disgusting.
Right. Trying to diagnose Nicole, and just bully central all over the place with the whole Nicole situation. Remember when he outed Bella for squirting? When I heard him do that, I was like, ah!
It's like, act like you've had sex before, you idiot. Like, you are damn near 30. Why are you bragging about your sexual exploits with someone who doesn't even know you're talking about it? And then when he said, what did he say? He was going to, Kemi, he was going to, was it spit on her?
Yeah, I think he said he was going to spit on her.
And
out in the backyard.
Everyone heard that. And his girlfriend, Bella, heard him say he was going to spit on another woman. And she was like, that's okay. I'm still going to bang you. Like, that's a disgrace.
Right.
This is a dude who works in the mental health field. So to see people still wanting him around or following him, I'm like, for what? His sweaty pits? What are we following him for? He's just
Furthermore, Sam disappointed me big time too last season.
Sam's lame.
Well, I think mostly because he was a parent, and I think he was up in the room, the HOH room, when they were all, what was it? They were all like losing their mind over, was it Nicole? Nicole said something. I forgot.
Jerkson flipped a vote, and he decided that was the time they were going to put it
on
Nicole. And so they, Nicole had opened up to Holly and Annalise and them about feeling, or about Bella or something. Like, they were pulling it out of her. And
she was feeling overwhelmed or something, and they said that they said that Nicole said that Bella bullied them.
Yes, and they were the ones. Annalise is the one, and Holly Beth saying they're bullies. Like, Annalise was like, they're bullies. How do you spell that? You know, she was like, is that a verb? They're bullies. And they turned it around on Nicole, and they led this just like witch hunt, if you will. Where Ovi, sweet little chocolate chip cookie making Ovi, was just like, I don't think that's right. His little voice shook as he had to confront these bullies. And it was just, last year was such a hot mess.
A mind fuck.
It was really. So that's why everyone just stand Nicole so hard, because we're like, you know, and Kemi, and they had no idea. I mean, these people made it. They acted like they were getting paid every time they said Kemi's name. They were like an influencer, and Kemi was paying them because they could not keep her name out of their mouth.
Right. They really couldn't. It was too much.
And a lot of people didn't watch the live feed. So the average casual viewer was like, they're making a big deal of this. No. They harassed this woman. The things they said behind her back, I have never seen behavior like this before. I mean, BB15, we did, you know, Candace got a lot of it. But this was a whole nother level.
I think 21 was the most consistent. If you remember with Big Brother 15, it was kind of in the beginning, and then towards, I want to say like final 7 or 8, like once Aaron was about to leave, things really, or right around the time that Aaron left, things started to die down with the bad jokes. I think everyone just got bored and sick of each other. It was more like just fighting amongst each other kind of thing. But I think last season was the most consistent. It was really just all season Because even up, I think, final 3, maybe Jackson was still bitching about David. I think
they could not drop it. And I know you mentioned Sam, and there's been a lot of, I want to do a video about it. There's been a lot of news coming out regarding the challenge and Casey and Bailey, and we can talk about it a little bit. But Sam, I saw Casey's live. She did a live to talk about the incident that happened on this week's episode of the challenge, of her relationship with Nany, and how Bailey called her out and all this stuff. Anyways, so Sam, she's doing her live, and Sam enters trying to like make jokes and shit. And you're like, Sam, don't you got like something to do? I don't.
Right. Sam is always just all up in everything for some reason. Like,
and he just yells, and I never understood. Like, it's a yelling man with tribal tattoos. What is the appeal? I don't get
I don't know. I was never his fan. I have no idea.
No.
He was always scuzzy to me. So he can just go do his pool thing or pool cleaning, or I don't know what he does, but he can go do it over there in that corner.
Yes.
F right off.
Speaking of the challenge, the next person I would pick is, I do not want to see Josh. I just can't. I can't. I
can't do it either, girl. I'll end up doing it if he's on.
I know.
But literally, it's going to be awful. I will complain the entire time, and I'm really good at complaining. It's another talent. But I will complain about it the whole time that he is on the show, and maybe even after. Like, why would you ever let him back on?
He's going to come in with the same game. We've seen him go to the challenge. He does the same thing. He hooks up with the vets, like not hooks up, like sexual.
He like latches on like a parasite.
Yes, and he just does whatever they want, and then shits on his own alliance members. And
cries here and there.
Starts fights with people once security's in between them, acting like a tough guy. He has no logic. He has no strategy. I don't understand the appeal, personality, not there. I really don't get it.
Well, I'm kind of hoping he's sick right now, because he was out partying like crazy. And from the rumors, I think sequester is supposed to happen sometime soon. So I hope he has the flu.
Well, because I will tell you, you and I were talking about this on our challenge thing we do on Tuesdays on my channel, and you were saying you saw him and Casey out clubbing. Well, guess who was her live when she was explaining why she was, flirting with Nany and whatever, said, guys, I'm kind of sick. I was like, oh, Casey's sick because she was out without a mask in Florida, acted like there's not a pandemic going on.
Right.
And so I'm like, oh, Miranda was right. They were out. So.
Yeah, they were really getting it out. They were at all kinds of clubs. They were drinking all over the damn place. And I was watching it. I was like, ooh, food's everywhere. Oh, what are you doing? Oh, no. I didn't see a mask in sight. There were all these little dresses. They don't match. You
don't care.
You can't wear your beautiful mask with your short, revealing dress. And, with Josh's button up to the top shirt, revealing his chest pubes. But I was watching it disgusted. I was like, oh my God, there's all kinds of whatever all over the place. Everyone's sweaty. Everyone's stinky. That is the last place you would ever find me. Even not in a pandemic, you will not find me at the club. Last time we were at the club was in Vegas, and some guy punched me in the face dancing.
What?
So, yes.
On accident?
Yeah, he was.
Was this his dance?
I don't know.
He's like,
and he was feeling it, and I got knocked right in the face as I was trying to leave. I was like, "Where's Beryl?" And he was off.
So sorry.
He was off dancing, but like that kind of.
That's
I was like, I'm never going again. I got lost. It was trash. It was like back in my drinking days. So.
Well, who knows?
Josh, Casey, those two can go on a boat and be sick together, along with Frankie Grande.
Really? See, I am one of the few who I would not mind a Frankie return. I get that it was like nepotism and his sister, and they were trying to pull ratings, but I also watched Frankie on BB UK, and I don't think he's the worst thing ever. And I agree. I think no one agrees with me.
No, I definitely have seen some people say Frankie fans, and I know that people are probably going to come for me, but I can't excuse rape jokes. And
I don't remember rape jokes.
Yeah, he made a rape joke about Victoria and all of the guys like gang raping her in every hole.
Where was I? What?
I don't know.
Okay,
but
maybe
there. And I don't know if everybody maybe interpreted it the same way, but I know there's a chunk of us who are like, no, thank you. We are done. That's enough for me.
Wow.
It's things like that. Like,
I had no idea.
That's why I'm not huge. Like, I know you're a comedian. I love your comedy,
Mm-hmm.
but some comedians I just can't get with, because there's some things I feel that you just don't joke about. And I know that there's a lot of comedians who just think you can joke about whatever. And as long as you throw I'm a comedian, I'm joking on it, you know, they feel that that's passable. And I don't agree, especially if you're not a comedian. If that is not your job to be funny, Frankie, then do not make those jokes. And I think that he gets away with a lot because of his sister. Yeah. And maybe even because he's gay. I don't know. But I know that he felt that he could say whatever and get away with it. And I guess he has, because a lot of people have no problem with him, but I do.
Maybe I pushed that memory down, because I honestly don't. So I'm glad you pointed that out, because like I really enjoyed him on BBUK. Like, I thought he was just fine. I guess I mean,
maybe it's different. Maybe, I don't know, because I didn't watch his season of BBUK, so I don't know him in any other format other than Big Brother 16.
Yeah.
And I do know that on Big Brother 16, they were pretty inappropriate with their jokes a lot of the time. And well, from what I can remember, I felt Big Brother 16 was kind of boring, so I didn't watch it heavy.
I was so disappointed in 16, just because I felt like the Hayden, Nicole, Christine alliance could have been so great. And Christine picking to work with the boys was the biggest. I'm sure she looks back on it. I mean, I know she's moved on because she's like on TikTok now.
Christine,
being funny and stuff. And so I'm sure she doesn't want to be associated with Big Brother. And I'm sure a lot of fans don't want, you know, I feel like Christine, the booze Christine got should have been saved for the racists on the show and the misogynist. Yes, it was inappropriate for Christine to spend her season getting caressed by Cody and his, you know, soccer abs. Sure, she's married. Right. But to like shame her that much, I more disliked Christine because she went she didn't stay aligned with Nicole and Hayden. And so I didn't like that. I was like, you're a snake. I don't like that gameplay, that snaky move, because Nicole would have had her back. And I was so excited because Christine was from Arizona. I lived in Arizona at the time. I know that I don't know why that's where my allegiance was, but I was like, hey, I live in Scottsdale and you live in Tucson. So now I saw something pop up in my Facebook memories, and I said, BB had just started that year, and I said, I'm team Tucson, because she was from Tucson. And I thought, she has glasses, she's a super fan. I like both those things, glasses and super fans. And then she disappointed me game-wise, but I think she got a really bad rap when she left that show, and the way the audience booed her. And when they, you know, we didn't keep that same energy for all the racist and awful people, you know, who showed that kind of behavior. But Christine getting ticklies and cuddling up to Cody, that's between her and her husband. Yeah, it's gross.
Right. I actually did not hate Christine at all, even with her weirdness with Cody or flirtatious, whatever. I didn't have a problem with her. I was like, dang, like, I really wouldn't do that, especially on national television, but whatever you're comfortable with, I guess. I definitely thought that there was bigger people to get booed that season. Yes. I definitely did not think.
What about Caleb? He was a stalker. Why didn't he get booed?
He's like one of the, everybody loves him. I mean, he's got a nice life now, but well, I feel like he's always had a nice life, but you know what I'm saying? Like, he's married and stuff and stalking his wife and stuff like that. But he was creepy as shit, like really creepy. I think he was wearing Amber's clothes after she got evicted. I recently heard about that, but I don't think I remember ever seeing that. But he was really something else. And I just felt like there was bigger fish to fry with the booing.
Yes. She got annihilated when there was one guy in the audience. I think it was her husband. He was hiding in the back. He was like, boo! I just felt almost betrayed by Nicole, because this was our first introduction to Nicole. So Christine, sorry if I said Nicole. I felt betrayed by Christine because we just met Nicole and I really liked her and Nicole's friendship. And I hate when the women are torn apart by a dude's alliance. I hate that shit. Yeah. And I feel like they were both smart. You know, we just were getting to know them and they could have went so far. And Christine chose to be on the bottom of a boys' alliance than be the number one with a girl, you know?
Right.
So
yeah, it's a real shame when you see Dick come between two girls.
Oh, ain't it though?
Who have like a good little friendship, you know?
Yeah.
But with that said, I would hate to see Christmas come back too.
Oh, preach it. Preach it. Like, I love Christmas, but I don't like Christmas.
Christmas is another one. Actually, the trifuncle of Christmas, Paul, and Josh, though that little threesome can all just kick rocks to me.
Well, did you know that Christmas she had, you know, some baby daddy issues, and she like went and like, I think I tried to assault I did a video about it years ago. I don't remember what I said. But there was some kind of like she was trying to vandalize things and maybe had a bat or something.
Yeah. She allegedly tried to attack okay. So it was I don't know if it was her baby daddy because I read an article saying that the man is unconfirmed on who it was. But I don't know. I just read that actually recently because one of my viewers and I, we were talking about it. And I guess whoever the guy was, the girl that he was with, she cheated on him, or she cheated with him, and Christmas found out. I don't know. She's just really batshit. I don't know.
But remember her in the house? I mean, Christmas was she was one of the founding members of the cult of Paul. She just immediately it's again, these people who they come in and I'm like, I'm going to love this person. She looks like a beast. Like she's doing CrossFit. She's strong. She's a little bit older and not old at all, but you know what I mean? For Big Brother standards, you got a woman in her 30s. Yeah. She's going to know her shit. I am so looking forward to this. And then she turns into the biggest follower, shit talking, and stays in the game with a broken foot and can't do anything. Go
that
home.
Was so frustrating seeing that. Like seeing Paul devise that plan where everyone just throws it to Christmas was mind blowing. I can't remember if it was an HOH or a veto, but
I think it was an HOH.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. And they just threw it to Christmas. I was like, brilliant on you, Paul, but holy shit, I hate you guys so much. I hate all of you. Like, you guys all suck. It was so frustrating.
It was so frustrating. And the way they kind of just both manipulated Josh completely, where Josh felt like, this is my mom and dad, when Josh had a perfectly good mom and dad. You don't need a big brother mom and dad, you know? And there was something so on the show, I don't know her outside of the show, but the things we hear alleged, she just seemed kind of like, it was like an evil Christmas. Like it was, you know, Christmas brings me joy and happiness, but this Christmas I was like, oh, this is like the nightmare. Yes.
What's that Christmas story with the bad guy? Like Krug or something like that?
Oh, Scrooge. She was like Scrooge.
Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah, Christmas wouldn't share either. I guarantee it. But I couldn't remember the cowboy dude, the blonde Jason. He was carrying her. They were goofing around, dropped her, broke her foot, and then I'm thinking,
really funny to me.
Yeah, she's gonna have to go home. Oh no, Big Brother keeps her, thus proving everyone's theory that was Paul's season to lose because Big Brother production was setting him up, handing it to him on a platter, saying, "Here's your win. Get your floral shirt on. Put your ripped black jeans on." Prepare your beard, you're ready to win. And his jury management was so shit that he did not.
And it was joyous. Sometimes Evil Dick will post him losing again, and I always have to watch because it is a joyful occasion to me. I remember watching that. I might have been live on YouTube. I don't know. I definitely think I recorded my reaction.
I did too.
I was like, yes, fuck you. I was so stoked. I couldn't even handle it. And just seeing the demise of Christmas and Paul was beautiful, even if it is to Josh. It was the one and only time I ever rooted for Josh.
Oh my gosh. When it came down, who was the final vote in that?
I think
Cody?
it was Cody. Yeah, because everyone was laughing because Cody and Paul had such a big rivalry, and it came down to Cody.
And when you see Paul, he's like, no, and Josh is like, ah! Like he was literally like, he just found out he was pregnant. Like he was like,
like he looked like one of those beauty pageant. Oh my god, I can't believe I just won. We can't either, but we're excited.
Yeah, that was, I mean, Big Brother, I know, because Sarah and I just talked about this on her channel because she knows a lot about game shows and stuff. And she was talking about American game show rules. And I said, I think Big Brother does not have to abide by that because somehow they don't register as a legitimate game show. It's more for entertainment purposes.
Reality show,
yeah, because I've heard a lot of the contestants say they sign a waiver when you go in saying you're okay that the results might be fixed in advance, that we might have a predetermined winner. So that just proves more. And I mean, Paul had way too many advantages with friendship and bracelets, and it was too much.
Advantage galore, to be honest. And I don't know if production could resist, like if Paul were to come back, I don't know if they could resist not giving him more, because for some reason they really like to give him things. I think could you imagine if production had to choose between Paul, Tyler, and Vanessa? Oh my god. Like I'll never forget when production literally told Vanessa that someone had taken her beanie, and she comes out of the diary room and someone had hid it as a joke, and they were going to see how long it would mess with her. And she came out, where's my beanie? Where's my beanie? Where's my beanie? I gave her a beanie. And I was like, you sons of bitches, you guys had to go ruin everything.
It was like a security blanket or something.
Well, I had been up, because back then I would watch live feeds until like 5:30 in the morning. So I'd been up waiting for this moment. And then production had to go ruin it. I was like, you assholes. Like, you guys really had to go ruin everything. But could you imagine if they had to pick between their favorites?
Do you think production changed the game that season in favor of Vanessa?
I don't know, but I know that there was a lot of times where a lot of people would come out of the diary room and be like, do you guys think that this is a good idea? Or I don't know about doing that anymore. And it usually involved something with Vanessa. I remember one time in particular, James, or was it Jackie? It was one of them on that side, maybe Meg. It was one of them in that little have not room club. And they walked out of the diary room and they were like, I don't know if we should do this. I really don't know. And they were like, what happened? You were literally just into it. And they were like, I don't know. I just figured something out and I'm not sure if this is right for us. And so we're all sitting there watching it like, there goes diary room again, screwing things up.
That's what Zach Rance said when Kat from last season did a Insta Live with him. And he was, just basically like, I don't ever want to come back on my brother. I don't care. I'm like making money. He's, I don't know, a realtor or something now. And so he was saying that a lot of that happened during his season. And like they did that with Victoria where they would tell her stuff that they weren't supposed to say. So she would come out and be upset. And also with the competition, when they found out that they were going to throw it and Caleb was going to sit out for the a battle of the block or whatever it was at the time that Frankie had to do by himself, they then changed, he said, according to him, the competition. So it would be something someone could do by themselves or something like that. He was saying a lot. And it was so funny to watch Kat react to that because Kat still, it's so funny seeing someone who doesn't want to be on the show and doesn't give a shit and someone who's still under contract by CBS and Kat wants to be back like tomorrow, So she was like, well, I don't think so because I feel like they would totally do that. Like they would totally like have me. Like I'm not saying like they would totally like do that for me because like they loved me. Like production loved me. Like I'm not like and so she kept saying this and it's just like, well, of course you're not going to go against CBS because you want back on the show, but we know, and as if we are smart individuals who like a Big Brother, we know that it's a lot of production involvement. Does it still piss us off sometimes? Yeah, but we do understand it's still television. We know that, you know, but when it's like, I think Melissa said here in the chat, I love when CBS predetermined winner comes in second. I mean, that's the best because then we finally have our say. It's kind of like,
it's like our big FU to production.
Yes, it's like the, you know, it's like being able, you know, to vote basically.
Right.
It's pretty interesting, but yeah, unfortunately that happens. But at least Vanessa could play the game, you know.
Okay.
Hi, Amelia.
I like it.
It's our future Big Brother winner, Amelia, Miranda's lovely daughter. Hey, girl.
Hi.
What you doing?
I'm playing Daddy.
Were you playing with your daddy?
Yeah.
What else did you do today?
Oh, you want a yogurt?
Oh, okay, can I have a yogurt? Grab me one too, okay? I love yogurt.
Beryl, she wants a yogurt.
Miranda can do it all. She can live stream. She can mother. I have my cat child next to me, but she just sleeps and poops in a box, so it's very easy.
Oh, we love Tilly.
She's sitting right next to me.
Let's take it real way back, though.
Okay.
Who from the older seasons would you not like to see? Because I have the whole group in mind.
Mike Boogie. I mean, never Mike Boogie again. Yeah. After all this shenanigans, I know we don't have to talk about this too much because we've talked about it at length, but I mean, goodbye, Boogie. What?
Right.
He's like.
Flick him like a booger.
But he's over. So for me, my first choice would be no, Mike Boogie. No.
No.
Naughty.
Mike Boogie.
How about you?
The entire friendship.
Like, and BB6. Yep.
Yeah, that whole group can go.
Cappy. Cappy. Oh my gosh. Whatever happened to Cappy? He's still going around. Why doesn't America like New York?
He's probably off in New York being problematic or something. Because
I love.
Wasn't he like a?
He was a firefighter.
A cop? Oh,
no,
okay.
Firefighter, yeah. So I loved how they thought America's going to love us, and America was like, "We hate you."
Yes, they were all trash. So when I heard Yvette call Kaser a racial slur, I was done. I was done with it. It was a done deal for me, and nobody correcting her. I was like, no.
I completely agree with you. Everyone on there. April, remember April? Oh.
Yeah. Oof. And that's why, like, okay, so Howie, I've always found Howie to be really funny, but his jokes, especially now in today's time, are definitely a bit misogynistic and a little much.
For sure.
But when it came to April, I never cared because April was just trash to me.
Yeah.
She was always negatively smack talking Janelle, like in a jealous, like, oh, I can't believe she's not with us. She looks so trashy, just really catty, like something that you would see. I know you're in California, in Newport Beach, like one of the moms in Newport Beach, how she acts, how they act. I know. I went to school in Newport Beach, everyone. Like, I've dealt with it for a long time. That was April.
She had some real housewife energy, April did. Like, she was a real hater. I think she thought she was going to come in as the hottest blonde, and really she should have teamed up, and they could have been like team cool blondes. That's what I wish more of, and hopefully going forward in this game. There are more, we talk about this a lot, but there are a lot more women alliances because a lot of times the competitive nature of just society in general plays a factor in the game as well with women. And then guys come in between it and showmances.
If you really think about it, just like a lot of, white people have a lot of like, microaggressions and stuff that they need to work on removing that have been taught generationally. Women have over generations throughout time have always been taught she is your competition, not your ally.
Because they are terrified the same way on the other side is if you come together as a whole in a group, think of what frickin' women could do. But instead they separate us through media, through advertising, condition us. Like from the time we're born, we are taught to compare ourselves to each other rather than bring each other up, rise up together and succeed. You are like unconditional, like like subconsciously, I should say, taught to think, oh, I just want to be the cool girl, you know, that whole cool girl mentality. That's why we see so many people cast Holly Beth who say, oh, I don't get along with women because they're like drama, and you're drama. And that
and you know what?
Condition.
I used to say that myself. I used to be one of those girls, but it really took a lot of self-reflection for me to realize, oh my gosh.
Yep.
I'm really, and this was all in my youth. Like when I tell you guys I have come up and changed.
Me too.
I mean it, girl. Like, because back in the day I would say that, oh, I don't really get along with women. No, it's within myself. It's because I have things I need to work on. That's why women and it's because I push away. I don't open, you know, I'm always judgy. I'm always, like, you know, like my competition. We can't be that way. That's why women's alliances just don't work right now.
It's in every industry. They teach us to kind of be petty. And like Jay Jobs is saying in the comments, it's divide and conquer, you know, because you can see how they'll pit, like, let's just say in the music industry, like they will pit they won't really necessarily always pit males against each other, but like let's take like women rappers, for example. You know, you don't have a ton of women rappers to reference throughout time. There's still a minority in that profession, yet they'll pit them against each other. You know, Cardi B's got to be against Nicki Minaj, has to be, you know what I mean? There always has, back in the day, it was like Lil' Kim versus Foxy Brown. They both can't come up at the same time. So it's just what we do to women. And I wish the women of Big Brother would get on the same page, which I was hoping for last year with like the Black Widow. And then Bella did the ultimate sellout thing when she went and sold out that alliance. That's what people would always ask me, oh, why do you like Jess or whatever? It was like, because Jess was a driving force in that. And Jess was really pushing for that. And Bella was the one that screwed everyone over with that alliance. It's been a great alliance.
It really could have. It really could have. And I'm hoping pushing forward with, you know, however many more seasons are up, because I don't know how much longer it will be. I hope more people or more women come together.
Me too.
You know, and tag team the shit out of everybody, you know, like that's what I want. And that's what I was hoping with April, like you said, April and Janelle. I was hoping that they would, but we also have to consider the time at the time, you know, like this was what, 2005, 6, something like that?
BB6 was like 2005 or 6. Yeah, maybe
even 2004. I can't remember.
It was.
I can't remember. I know I watched it at like live. I just can't remember when. But we've come up since 2010 and on, really, you know, like open, really just, we need to have conversations. We need to talk. Just as a time, it's been great to see, in my opinion. I think that women have really come together, or starting to.
This next generation, like after us, Miranda, after the millennials, Gen Z, I mean, they're here to bring each other up. So I see so much hope in them, and I love that. And for Amelia's generation, hopefully Big Brother will still be on, and
I hope so.
She and her woman alliance can just tear through that house and be like, no, thank you. You can save your dirty D for yourself.
Right. I'm curious though, would you ever want to see Evil Dick come back on?
You know what? I think I don't think it would work. I think when he was on 8, it was a different time. A lot of the things he said and did and behavior would not be tolerated today. I'm not saying he hasn't grown, because he has grown, but yet we see he's still Evil Dick.
He's still trolling for sure.
Yeah. So did I enjoy his season? I loved it. I loved it. But I don't think it would work in the 2020s. Now they tried to have him back on 14 with Danielle, and then, you know, he got his diagnosis, I believe, and that's why he had to go, you know, handle his business. But I mean, I appreciate him in the history of Big Brother and stuff, and I really don't ever have anything to say negatively about Evil Dick, but I don't think it would work. I really don't think it would work. Yes, have him back.
I think he would have to have. Well, I don't know if CBS would have him back, because, you know, normally if you were to have a season like this, a lot of people are going to go back and rewatch past seasons from whatever house guest is on. You know, I think that they would be scared with what the backlash might be for the newer generations, the newer fans who maybe haven't seen 8 and haven't seen the context and whatever the live feeds. Because live feeds, you guys, if you don't watch live feeds, you're really missing out because you get a lot more of the story on live feeds.
You do.
And that's just the reality of the situation. And there was a lot more with Evil Dick, but there was a lot more method behind his madness.
Yes.
Of course, some of the things he said was shocking, but there was definitely a method behind his madness. Did he go a little too crazy with Jen? I guess. Yeah. I mean, if it were me personally, I would have wanted to smack the hell out of her because she was really awful on live feeds. I remember tuning into live feeds way back when and watching it going, this chick. I mean, maybe now I might have, just stop being so narcissistic, Jen. But back in the day when I was watching, I was like, oh my God, I just really want to put this.
It is interesting, though, what we'll accept from women players who seemingly are cocky or aloof and kind of just like have their own shirts and whatever compared to guys, because she did have, without the cleverness, she did have a little bit of a Dr. Will energy, which I'm sure people are going to just eat me alive in the comments for saying that.
I agree.
But just with that cocky kind of thing, I could see that, but her, she didn't have, she wasn't as witty, I think, as Dr. Will.
I think her delivery was off.
But it
came off as a little dumb.
Yes, and I think
not smart.
She went in there trying to play that when she wasn't dumb.
Yeah.
So
I really loved Jen. To be honest, I loved her. But she was frustrating. I just wanted to smack her at the time. I still think she's really funny. I do follow her on Instagram. Sometimes I'll go back and watch her clips, like when she is adjusting her belt in the bunny suit.
Oh my God.
I crack up laughing.
Who was praying?
Jamaica?
Oh, yes. And she was praying, having her moment because she just did the dumbest thing in the world, trying to save the America's player that she didn't know at the time, whatever his name is, who never got to play his own game. Eric, yeah. So then she's like, oh, this belt. But how amazing. Okay, think of this, you guys. Danielle Donato comes back. Jen comes back. They work together.
Right.
And get through this house.
Beautiful.
That'd be epic.
That would be cool. But Jen is like real into school. I think she's been in school for as long as I've followed her. She just keeps going back to school for something. I don't really know what she does like for a career, but she's like really focused. She's really about like Zen and being spiritual and stuff.
Sounds like partying.
I have no idea what she does with her life to be able to travel the way she does, but she's all over the place. I'm honestly not sure. I think she might have a boyfriend. I'm not 100% sure, but I don't think she wants anything to do with Big Brother. I would be shocked if she were to come back. I would love it because I did think that she was funny. She was just really frustrating. But to see her and Danielle work together like they did for that brief moment in Big Brother 8.
Because again, they were divided by jealousy. The whole attention. Danielle was just a baby on the show and Jen was young herself. But if we would teach young girls to work together from the jump, just imagine the difference in the world. But speaking of BB14, I would have loved to see Dick be able to play that season with Danielle because I think it would have been amazing. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see that, but another person I wouldn't want to see, two people, were they both from? No, the chef guy, what was his name, who just cooked food and Willie Hance headbutted him?
Oh, Joe.
He was horrible. He was horrible.
No.
Why have so many people come on with the strategy, I'm just going to cook your food and no one will vote me out? You got to play the game, dum-dum. Like, what?
Well, luckily, I'm Chef Boyar Miranda, and I would be able to come on the show and just woo everybody with my cooking. Everybody who comes to my cooking chats already knows I'm a chef goddess. So that would totally be my strategy. No.
But you would have gameplay too. Like Joe had nothing behind him. These people that come on, and now granted, I will give him the benefit of the doubt of you're playing with some all-stars. So it is a little harder because I think they get starstruck. They do. They get starstruck by these people.
I know I would. I would be walking in to be like, oh my God, I talk shit about that person. I talk shit about him. Oh my God, what am I going to do? Now I have to be friends with them.
Yes, which wouldn't necessarily be starstruck. It'd more be like fear of like, you know. But yeah, I think that I wouldn't want him back because I think those are spots. They're like fillers. It's like seat fillers. Why?
Yeah.
Whatever made you think Joe was going to be a great player?
Yeah.
His interview really sold it to you.
Wasn't he the oldest guy that season? Was he the token older person?
I think so, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think Boogie might have been older or around his age, huh?
Yes, I think because when Zingbot came, he was like, Boogie, you're here, or whatever. How about you?
Oh, I'm trying to think now. Oh, Brendan. Ugh. Brendan. I can't deal with Brendan. Mm-hmm. There is an aura about him that always bugged me. It was
really?
Like in his eyes. Yeah. And I'm really good with people like that.
Yeah.
And I just saw him, I was like, no bueno. I'm not sure about you. You can just go walk off a cliff into the ocean.
It feels like he's had his chance, but I don't really. If he was cast, he wouldn't be on my list of people I wouldn't want cast. I didn't. But I don't think about him like even on cast.
He's kind of like forgotten. I think people only know him because of Rachel. Because Rachel's made it such a big deal. I would love to see Rachel come back.
Me too.
Bring Rachel back. I loved watching Rachel on Big Brother 13. Once Brendan left. Once Brendan left, I was like, oh, give me all the Rachel because she just seemed way more chill. She did. I just really enjoyed her that season. Thank you, Andre. He said, remember when Brittany caught Joe pleasuring himself?
No. I
don't even know about it.
Gross. And he's supposed to be cooking, Joe. That's not what you do in the kitchen, you nasty.
What? I did not even remember that or even know about that in the first place.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. Chalkboy wants Joleen to do her Raven impression.
Right. All I can do is my sweet and salty Sam. And then I try to get into Raven because Raven's more of like she's a Southern accent, but she's just kind of, like, I can't even do it right now, but sweet and salty Sam. Yeah. She's like,
we need moments to.
Like, where's Matt? I'm gonna go lick somebody's eyeliner and eat my scab. My mom's in Mensa. What'd you major in? What was your GPA? Dance. It was dance. It was dance. I'm Raven. Like she just was always jazz handsing and eating her scabs and making up lies
everywhere
and banging Matt. I mean, if Raven and Matt ever come back, I honestly think I might be go protest in front of CBS. Like I would just be out there like, hell no, I won't watch. Like, what is wrong with you? Matt and Raven are two of the biggest seat fillers I've ever seen in the history of Big Brother.
So I'm not the biggest Raven fan, but I will give it to her.
What?
She entertained the hell out of me.
No.
The things that would come out of her mouth had me going, what? And I know Mike is probably, I don't know if Big Brother boy Mike is still watching, but he loves himself some Raven. I don't know if it's like a joke love, but he is always talking about Raven, and I don't mind her. I think we probably disagree here because it looks like you are she'd be on your list of shoot my toe off and shove it up my ass.
Yes.
Okay. For me, she is if she's there, at least she'll say something funny.
I cannot. I mean, live feeds when it was just on her in the HOH when she was in HOH, licking people's makeup, doing dances, and just like, let's have sex. Matt's like, let me put on my one cut off T-shirt I brought. And I'll be right there. And he's like, I'm a trainer. And she's like, let's do it. It was my inverted spine. Like it was too much. And it's funny, someone hit me up before that season started, someone I know who's in a community that has to do with whatever Raven. I think she had what was on her heart, or she had like.
she had a fast pacer or
so heart, whatever.
Pacemaker.
So someone I know was in a group and has known for years about this Raven. And she was saying, she messaged me before the season started and was like, Joleen, this person's on. Everyone in these groups, her and her mom are, they allegedly, I have to say allegedly because it's just what I heard, that they scam. And they're very problematic. And I thought, oh, okay. Well, at first I was like, cool, she's got space buns and bows. Like, looks like she's going to play the nerdy girl. I love the nerdy girl. And then she came in, I was like, oh. So then we would like update back and forth on Messenger of, you know, the problematic things she was saying and just all the lies. It was literally like, it was what?
Got all the tea that season.
Yeah. And apparently there have been issues allegedly with her and her mom in these groups and these like chronic illness groups and things like that for years with the stuff they've been pulling. And it's just basically all you have to do is watch that show that's on Hulu about the mom who keeps the daughter sick to kind of understand that dynamic. Allegedly.
Rose or whatever.
Yeah. Allegedly again.
Yeah. Well, now Raven is on a YouTube docuseries about like fishing or something. I didn't watch it, but it's there if you guys want to go watch it. I mentioned it in one of my other videos because I was like, oh my God, she's back somewhere. She's on there and she's doing stuff. So if I know you're not interested, Joleen, but if anyone in the chat is, it's there.
Yeah. No, but I had to give her the benefit of the doubt for as long as I could. And then I was like,
Yeah. Well, yeah, because I mean, she's definitely scammy for sure. She's scammed and that's her scammy self. So I hate that about her because ew. But she did make me laugh a few times. Like when she said that her mom like was the fastest track star. She got shot.
Remember
she
that?
Got struck by lightning twice. I was like, holy shit, this girl is like really.
Her mom she did a 30-second mile. It was like an insane thing. Which is sad because most likely, like Chalk Boy saying in the chat, Munchausen by proxy, allegedly. Yeah. You know, all allegedly. Right. We don't know any facts about that.
Definitely. But I think it's safe to say the majority of Big Brother 19 we could probably annex or whatever from.
And Miranda, just like AD saying in the chat, her grandfather was on the Titanic. Don't forget that. Thing that's happened in the world has happened to Raven or has revolved around her. Right. Remember, we just shared a picture of her. She broke her foot, you guys, but it turns out when you break your foot and you take pictures of it, you just move the cast from one foot to the next because both break. It's weird.
Yes, exactly.
Weird
and like it's like house topping. It's crazy. It's a Raven talent, you know.
Big Brother, we need to vet these people a little better because.
Well, I am still of the thought that we should be in casting.
Me too. I think I would. I mean, Robin cast, like, hit us up. I feel like we would be really good. You know, I think
we would ask the tough questions.
Yeah, and we call out bullshit. And I am not amused with a 6-pack and a smile. You need to give me more.
No, you need to make me laugh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I need to know you're going to bring it. I feel like Jerkson just walking in with that jaw, I would have been like, thank you for coming. But
like, oh,
thank you. No, thank you.
In the face with your jaw.
Yeah, that's assault. No, thank you.
Right.
But
exactly. And I am still of the mind that I think that we should maybe start a petition to CBS and get us YouTubers on a season.
I know, it would be fun because it would be like people we know, but I also, it would be fun. It would be fun if it was us YouTubers for sure.
I don't think they would do it because I think that they would be like, oh my God, they talk shit about us all season and now they want us to have them on. Like, no, thank you.
Honestly,
like, well, fun.
The way they cast, I would have to lose like 50 pounds and muscle or something because I swear they like very rarely cast people who aren't bikini ready. And I guess you're always bikini ready if you want to be, you know what I mean? But I don't tan. I'm a ghost. I can't sit outside all day. I don't give a crap about the weights outside. There's ants in the house. Like, I'm an adult, so it's got to stay clean. We can't with the dirty mess.
Someone, I think it might have been Taylor, was in my live right before this, and he was like, I don't think you could do Big Brother because you would freak out on people not cleaning up after themselves. And I was like, well, thank you that you think I'm some spotless goddess. I'm not. But you're right. I would probably be really irritated by people just leaving their shit everywhere. And I would definitely be judging them on every little thing. I'd be like, why are you folding your laundry that way? Why are you doing the dishes that way?
Just imagine how annoyed we would get with everybody in the house. And it would be, oh my gosh, and all that downtime with just nothing but the same people. So you want to give the benefit of the doubt when some people might act out of character, but some of these people, it is just not out of character. It is like hateful, scary.
Well, that's what I mean when I say, like, if they're consistently trash, then they are naturally trash. If maybe they have a trashy moment, then maybe they're just having a moment where they're just being down or they're in a bad mood, whatever. But if they have an entire season of being awful, it's no longer just the house. That's just who they are. And they need to own it.
I would need production to be feeding me Xanax to get through this shit. I swear. Like I would just be like, treat time. I mean, didn't that what happened for last year's cast? Like
they would have to get you one of those things.
I need an IV drip.
Have you ever seen the dog treat dispenser that you can set up on your phone and but for you Xanax?
I would need an IV Xanax drip just to be chill, because I know myself. I'm sassy. I would be calling people out. Like I don't have like the patience of like a Casey who can just like sit there and blend in with the wall until she collects the check. I can't do that. I would be like,
see, that's Sparrow. And I think you mentioned Chell is the same way. Sparrow can literally just sit there and be unbothered.
Yeah, that's how my husband is. Exactly.
When I say unbothered, I mean it. Like if he were any calmer, he'd be levitating. You know, like it's one of those situations where I'm like,
I know. I got to continually reread the 4 agreements to remind myself to calm the F down, and that it's not about me. And I mean, so I think we're both self-aware enough to know that lose our stuff, but it would be fun, especially if it was like an expedited season, like a celebrity.
I would love to do one of those quick seasons. Because I would be, so you'd be like, where's my Xanax? I'd be in the break room or in the storage room looking at the rule book. Can I slap this hoe?
And not saying, you guys, that I consider we would be considered celebrities. I'm saying expedited as in a short season.
Yeah, we're not celebrities at all.
No.
I would hope you would understand that.
No.
Yeah, no, give me a quickie. I want a quickie because I just don't got the time. I have shows to watch.
Right. Like give us a month in there. Let's see what happens. Maybe even 6 weeks, maybe. But other than that, I mean, now like 90 some days, I don't think so.
I mean, they would definitely have to up the ante for me to be on there for that whole summer. Like not 500K. I want maybe 500K plus my weekly, what is it, their weekly pay that they get?
Their stipend that they get for like SAG rate. They probably get SAG rates of whatever reality TV people get.
It's like $1,600 a week or something like that. But I want that on top of the $500,000, or I want survivor money. Because I'm going to provide some entertainment. Like you will get some GIFs for me. You will get a meme or two because I just know myself. So give me my money.
And Miranda will go off. We will go off.
If we just go off in our own YouTube videos and we're not even in the game,
I know.
Can you imagine?
Like, this is just something we watch, and this is how passionate we are about it. So imagine us actually in the game. Also, I always say, as much shit as I talk about people making dumb choices, I would make dumb choices once I was in that house.
Yeah.
Know it.
Yeah. Well, I'm not smart enough to strategize like that. Like I would really be, Oh, now you want the hip hop?
Amelia's back. Hey, girl.
Hi. Amelia, what would you do in the house?
Yeah.
In Big Brother? Yeah. Would you slap all the hoes?
Amelia, do you think there's going to be a Big Brother this season? Yes or no?
No.
No. And is it because people got to stay home?
No.
How come then?
Fall.
The fall?
Fall. Okay, so you think it's going to happen in the fall?
Yeah, I got ouchie.
Oh, she's telling you about her ouchie now.
Oh no, you got an ouchie. Well, I do like your prediction. I'm so sorry you fell. Are you okay? Yeah. We got lots of
go jump on daddy. Go jump on daddy.
Go get some yogurt, girl.
Jump on his belly or something.
Be smart. I feel like, yeah, I don't know. As far as start dates go, I'm not sure what we're looking at now. They were saying end of July, but now with the COVID numbers in Los Angeles, like, what do you think?
I mentioned this in I think my most recent video. I'm honestly not sure how it's going to work out because, I thought she ran into the chair. Because the numbers are getting pretty crazy. I saw that Newsom shut the bars again, I think. I have a feeling that we're going to go back and do
to lockdown, yeah.
Yeah. If not a serious lockdown, then a mini lockdown where maybe not as strict, but to be honest, I don't feel like it was that strict in the first place. I have a friend who lives in Italy. They literally couldn't do anything. They could not walk outside without getting yelled at by.
Which could be why their numbers are so low compared to our, their yearly numbers. And we hit like 47,000 daily rate. And then we have LA County, the highest in the world right now. And the Imperial Valley right now is experiencing a lot where they're in a lockdown. So, but I did just get a little text that said that Dan Giesling, you guys, put on his Twitter that his Twitch schedule, because Dan does Twitch, he's taking the week off.
That's intense. We might see him come back.
And so he's taking Monday, and then Sunday he has, so he's taking this week off. Past Dan shows will still air this week on Twitch. And then he was telling, and then on Sunday at 3 p.m. is a special announcement. Is he trolling?
I might have seen that on Twitter.
Yeah, he tweeted it. And actually, Sarah just sent it to me.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. Oh, Sarah's sending you the tea.
Sarah's the source of that one. So maybe, I would like to see another Dan season. Why the hell not? Why the hell not?
I mean, Dan does not bother me at all.
Me neither.
I don't mind him. And I wouldn't mind seeing him come back. I mean, his eyes kind of always made me go, oh my God, he's looking in my soul. He's really like about to pierce my soul right now with his eyes. But he doesn't bother me like that. He was never really problematic or anything. So if he were to come back,
whatever.
I'm curious to see if Derek would be willing to come back.
Well, apparently Derek's only going to come back if he gets like Dan and those caliber of winners back.
Oh, really?
That was rumored that he wants to go against he doesn't want to win against just, Josh's. He wants to win against
he wants to win against high caliber people.
Yes. But yeah.
Do you think that there are enough house guests of high caliber to meet Derek's demands? Because I don't think there is. I really don't.
Not that'll do it during a pandemic. I mean, I think what people forget is that you're probably asking production to stay on site and to leave their families to work so that they're not coming and going. So you got to quarantine the cast. You got to extra pay the crew. The crew's got to stay on site. You're asking a lot. Now, Sarah made a good point when I was talking to her about it. And she said, Survivor does it. So if it is an expedited season, you do have Survivor production staff is on site, obviously, in Fiji.
Oh, and they do.
Yeah. And Fiji has also been talk that they might move it there. I have heard that. Yeah. Yeah. But I don't know, to be honest, I only think when I think of great players, I think of, obviously the top tier, Dan, Derek. I think Vanessa is a top tier. Me too.
Yeah. Yes, I know she didn't make it to final 2. I get it. She made a mistake. Mm-hmm. They all make mistakes. She just made her mistake a little late in the game. But I think that she is top tier. The way that she worked, it was phenomenal to watch. Mm-hmm. I have a little PTSD because her mood swings were a little much to watch. So when Christy came in last season, I was like, no, I can't do it anymore.
But at least Vanessa came with strategy and game. I can deal with emotional people. I'm an emotional person, but Christy's emotion was next level. she was just like, my period. I'm like, girl, we all have periods, and yes, they're horrible, and yes, destigmatize the period. But listen, he
didn't help that at all. He didn't help that argument at all. She made her getting her period sound like a bomb was being dropped.
You turn into a racist hater, and you befriend Aqua Douche with your period. I've got my period a long time, and I've never befriended an Aqua Douche before just because of my period. Like, no, thank
you. In fact, I'm usually like this, like, get the fudge away from me.
She was just for someone who says she watches the show and stuff, and for someone who had a friend and ally in that game, her strategy was shit. It was just so shit.
Oh yeah. It was awful. But Vanessa, she was all over the place, and it was a lot to watch, but I really enjoyed watching her come up with scenarios.
Yeah. It was
but she really turned on her emotions. It was incredible to watch, in my opinion. Watching her create like graphs and charts with Skittles and things like that, it was great to watch.
Right. That poker player.
We obviously have Dr. Will, who's one of the top favorites.
He'll never come back. I don't see him.
I feel he's too busy injecting people in the face in Los Angeles.
He's got a career. He lives in the same neighborhood as Jaleel White, Urkel. I mean, he has made it, you guys. He's not coming back. He comes back and does his little segments because it's like cross promotion for his dermatology clinic. But other than that, I think he has nothing to prove. So why would he come back?
I mean, I know I wouldn't if I were him. I'd be like, no, I can do this Big Brother related thing towards the end with the jury. Like, I don't need to come back and play. Dude, I've already cemented my place in Big Brother history.
And when Dr. Will comes back now, like, I used to love him coming back for jury, but now it's like he hasn't even watched the show. I feel like they gave him a couple of notes. Like, he's so busy in his own life that this is just for him to kind of build, his business more.
That's why I would almost rather than just kind of get rid of him coming back. Yeah. I would like to see someone like Davon come back and do the jury.
Right.
Or who else would be good? I don't know. I always just picture Davon.
Yeah. Well, because Davon is such like a personality. There's people who are great. Like Janelle's great. Do I think Janelle would want to host the thing? Would that be her forte? No, I don't think so. I don't see that in her. Maybe there's something I'm not seeing, but I think you need like a bigger personality who's very entertaining. And Dr. Will was that, but I just think it got to a point where I don't blame him. I mean, he's a long time out of the show as a player.
He's got 2 kids, I think, now, and a wife and a mansion. Like, when you get a mansion, do you need Big Brother? I don't know. I know if I had a mansion, I wouldn't want to do anything with anything.
When he was doing Big Brother, he was working underneath doctors. That sounded weird, but you know what I'm saying. Like, he had to answer to doctors. Now he has his own practice, dermatology, skincare. He has all these things going for him that I couldn't see them making an offer that would be worth it.
Right. I definitely agree. I don't think we'll ever see. And especially with everything going on with Mike Boogie recently, I don't know if he would even feel comfortable leaving a crazy man like that out there. Because he Boogie stuff.
1, 2 Boogie's coming for you. 3, 4 better lock your door. 5, 6 get that restraining order extended.
Right. If I were him, I just wouldn't feel comfortable with that crazy man out there, having already threatened my family. Like, it's just not necessary. Mm-mm. But beyond those that I've mentioned, I don't think of. Well, Paul was good, like, with getting people to rally around him, but I don't think he was a great.
No. Well, Billy Hughes said in the chat, Dan Giesling, host of BB22. I mean, I think Dan would actually be a good person to host the jury segments because he's such a strategic, legend with what he's able to do. So I think he would pull out questions and things. But again, that would require Dan they'd have to obviously pay him. And then I think he kind of removed himself from the show a while ago too, because people got to move on and live their lives, And I think it's a lot. But someone said, Joleen, do you still dislike Fessy now that he's on the challenge? Did I dislike him? I think I disliked his gameplay on Big Brother, who flipped, and his friendship with JC. I thought JC sucks. But the challenge Fessy, I really like. And I actually find him, not that anyone needed to know, but I find him like cute and stuff. Like now I see the appeal that Haley had.
Yeah, because he's like kind of a giant. I didn't realize how much of a giant he was until he was on the challenge. And now I'm like, oh.
As far as the Big Brother went, he didn't know what the hell he was doing. So to me, it was kind of a wasted spot as well. It was funny, like who flipped, but really he had no gameplay. But yet I think the challenge is a better fit because he's such a strong physical competitor, and that show's edited. So yeah.
Right.
So yeah, I like it. He's hot.
Yeah, I mean, he can come fessy up on me if I was single. I'm not single, Fessy. I know you're probably watching this and you're like, oh my God, that girl. I was Haley for her. So,
do you, Miranda, forget, like, because people will remind me, Joleen, remember you said this? And I'll be like, shit, I say so much stuff I can't remember what I say all the time. So I'll forget that I disliked someone or that I said something about their gameplay. Even that Fessy thing, I was like, did I dislike him? I don't remember. Like, do you
no, I don't think many people ever ask me about my past videos, to be honest.
They will. They will.
No, I've never been asked that, to be honest. I really, and I've said a lot of questionable things. You're like, what, because I've been doing this for a long time. Mm-hmm. So I have loads of videos out there. Yeah. 5 years worth of many seasons.
You can't remember everything you said.
I can't remember every single thing I've said. Plus, on top of that, my opinions have definitely changed with time in general. You know, like I've gotten older. I know at one point, I know for Big Brother 20, I wasn't a fan of Swaggy or Bailey. And now look at me. I'm a fan of them. I enjoy them.
Yeah, I liked them in BB20. I remembered I tried to do like a why does everyone hate Fessy video, and people were just like they didn't want to hear it.
Yeah, they weren't into it. But I also don't really remember anything from Big Brother from that whole summer because Amelia was so little. Yeah. But like there are past seasons where I had an opinion about a house guest that I don't feel the same way about now, for sure.
Yeah.
Me that.
It's also like a lot of our opinions, besides like Jerkson and stuff, are I think, I don't know, I don't want to speak for you, Miranda, but I feel like a lot of it's game related. We don't know these people, you know. Yeah. Now, some of them, like a Baby Bangs, a Jerkson, I feel like I saw enough to know who you are outside of this house.
Right.
A lot of these people, like a Fessy, I don't know what kind of person he is outside of this. I just know he didn't know how to play Big Brother. You know, and as far as Raven goes, I mean, it does look a little.
You have more in-depth knowledge than I did. I didn't know that she was such a scam. I knew that she was scamming people, but I didn't know she was deep in the scam game that people are talking about her on Facebook groups.
Yeah, it evolves because you get older, and as an older fan, when you're in your 20s and you're watching other people in their 20s, you kind of have the same energy. And now all of a sudden I'm like an older viewer watching, so I have a different perspective, just like you said.
Plus with, you know, I was a way different person before I had Amelia.
Yeah.
Now I'm really open to educating myself, to listening, to just bettering myself, mentally, emotionally. I'm a lot more open to different ways of thinking, things like that. So my videos from back then, like before having Amelia, they're a totally different person. Maybe still same attitude, same sassy, sarcastic, whatever, but very different person than now.
Yeah.
You know? Mm-hmm. And hopefully it'll continue that way because I'm a strong believer in always bettering yourself and always not being the same person for your whole life, you know?
How about, I just thought of someone, how about James? Would you want James back?
James Ryan or James Huling?
Which one's James Ryan?
From Big Brother 6 and 7.
Oh, James Ryan. Okay, yeah. I have to think. Las Vegas James. I would say yes to James, BB6. What about the other James?
Big Brother 17 James and 18? No. He didn't offer me anything of anything. No. And he's just, I don't want to say it. He's just a little creepy.
To be in it like Caleb, to just creep on Meg and then creep on Natalie. Natalie had like a fomance, but
right. And I had a few interactions with him online after that were just a little questionable. Yeah, I don't really want to go too deep into it, but
well, you gotta
it was like on You Now, and he was like in my chat, like flirting with me, and it was just a weird situation, and I kind of I'm not a big James fan. I thought that his jokes, I think at the time I thought his jokes were so funny, but now that I'm looking back, because I saw one of his joke or his prank montages, now I'm looking back and I'm like, they're real dry. They aren't that, why did I think that was so funny?
So boring. And why is he just like throwing D out, just hoping someone's going to grab it? Like, dude, like calm down.
I think, well, the vibe that I got was he's very, I was on TV. Like, using that as I'm on TV, what do you think of me kind of thing. And I'm not impressed with that. I don't get that. It's creepy to me. It kind of like just reminds me of Hollywood, like, I'm a big movie producer. What do you think of me now? Kind of situation. And I can't stand that. It is disgusting.
Yeah, trying to use this position of power you think you have to lure in women, like, gross, dude. Gross.
Right.
Grow up. Ew. No, thank you.
Yeah. You know who I'd like to see come back a little is Natalie. She was annoying, but I enjoyed her at the same time.
You know what? And seeing Natalie later on the challenge, I don't think I'd mind Natalie to come back either. No, what about Meech? Big Meech.
So Big Meech gave me Amber Big Brother 8 vibes because she was always crying too.
Yes.
But I would not mind seeing Big Meech come back.
I wouldn't either. I wouldn't.
I really wouldn't.
I wouldn't mind seeing her. I think she got a bum season because she got with, a Paul season. Well, no, that was before Paul's cult season. So I guess she had
I actually liked Big Brother 18 Paul.
Yeah, so I was like, no, she had a fair season. She did cry a lot.
She had to deal with Paulie.
Her cry, she did with Paulie. Her cry was ridiculous. Like it was really dramatic. But who knows, seeing an older Big Meech? Like, who knows?
Yeah. And after Big Brother dealing with because I remember she did not get a lot of love, that Big Meech. She, people for some reason really just did not like her.
Well, I think she went after Nicole Franzel, and I think people saw that as like real hater, like she would like slut shame and make comments like that. So I think Nicole was like they really, and especially the casual fan was like a crazy. That was their sweet Midwestern girl, and Meech dared to kind of go against that, and she did play into that whole like competitive woman thing.
And I'm sitting there like, you guys think that she's real innocent here on Facebook? Like, y'all really think that Miss Nicole is not getting finger banged right there
with Corey? Like Corey, like, thank goodness she at least ended up with Victor, because Corey was so like just mayonnaise bored. Like he was just like,
well, I guess he's friends with Jackson now, which is so on brand.
Well, so is Brett. So
Brett is disgusting. I hope to never see him again. Don't even get me started on him. He is so cocky and irritating and arrogant all over the place. Can't stand him with his pecs all over the place. Like, shut up with your haircut. Go over there.
Why did this is how like hungry we were for any entertainment or sense of humor, where people thought Brett was funny or clever. That
I never thought
you guys, funny. Let's be honest with ourselves. That was not a thing. That was not a thing. He was able to rile up Rockstar and get a really good thing out of Rockstar. Like, on my daughter's birthday.
But that's a Rockstar moment, not a Brett moment.
Rockstar moment. Exactly. Brett put anal lice in the thing. Ha ha ha. Right in the game.
Right in the game.
There wasn't any, I just never got the appeal. It's just another beefed up dude that's like, what? I don't know. What?
It's just, he seems like the kind of guy who would put some guy's head in a toilet at a frat party and be like, see guys, see?
He is
so
that guy.
funny.
As was Winston. I didn't like Winston either. I thought he was boring. And then he went on Love Island and he was even more boring. You're Winston, fine. You look like you could model. Go do that. I don't know why models want to go outside of that, like you
I mean, the reason why Kendall Jenner is the least entertaining Jenner or Kardashian,
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I mean, it's just I didn't get that whole bromance, and they shoved it down our throats. We forever get a bromance and we never get a womance. We never.
I know. Well,
pushing for Kemi and Nicole. We pushed for it though.
Yeah.
We created that. The fans. The edit didn't give us that. The edit did not.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we had to like really throw that in people's face. Like, no, there is a great woman friendship on live feeds with Nicole and Kemi. You guys don't even realize.
Yeah, they were pushing Tommy and Christy to be a thing for us to like, or Kat and Holly Beth, and we're like, they're so disingenuous. Like that Nicole Kemi thing was so authentic, and they wouldn't give it to us. And so we started creating, fans did. I say we, but I just like retweeted it. That kind of romance thing. But we're always shoved down a bromance. Like the misogyny is real in these freaking edits. I'll tell you that.
It really is. I just think that CBS and production needs to, what's the word? Like rethink their whole everything.
Defund them and make them start over, restructure for real. Though. Like think about what you're putting out into the world and entertainment value, and like the old way might not be working anymore.
Yeah, I don't think it is. I think they need to rethink the way that they do things, some of their approaches, some of their main focuses for episodes. I think they need to go back to simpler edits, where they just show things on the reel. Stop over editing things. It's annoying. I've literally stopped watching episodes because I don't watch episodes anymore. I just stick to live feeds because I just can't.
You can't because so someone wrote in the chat, Danielle, Kalia, and Portia were a golden romance, and they really were. But the way you'd see it from the edit is that they were wronging Jeff. It was the Jeff show. Yeah. CBS loved Jeff. Now when I was watching this as a younger, and I wasn't like that young, but I fed into that a little bit. I remember the first taping I went to years ago, Jeff had just gotten off, and he that sounded bad too, but it was in his like heyday of I think before he even did his second season. I don't know, he was doing the interviews, he had just started, and they were pulling us aside to interview, and of course I'm like, I got opinions, so I signed a release, and it was supposed to go on CBS.com, and they never aired it, and I was excited to meet Jeff because like he smelled good. Like, it's Jeff. Yeah. So I was at the taping. I forgot what season it was. It was my first, I think, taping I'd ever went to, because I've been to a few tapings for Big Brother and the live audience. And Jeff was interviewing people for CBS.com for the next day. And I'm like, oh my God, I am going to be on air. Like, I'm going to be on their website. And I like Jeff, he was attractive and he smelled nice. And I was like, okay, this is cool. It's like, they built up Jeff to be this. Now, since all the things I've learned about Jeff, it's a little different. Our feelings are a little different towards Jeff, but they really sold him to us.
Jeff on our throats every year
as the hero. He was going to be the hero. Right. And I remember I was sitting there like, wow, you need to practice this interview thing. And he was cracking up, and I was very opinionated. Surprise, surprise. But like that season particularly, I mean, Danielle made a really cool move, is aligning with the newbies and pushing out of that old school returner alliance. And Portia made some big moves, and even Smokey the Bear Shelley made a big move pulling away from Jeff. And I remember at the time I was like, how could Shelley pull away from the golden couple, Jeff and Jordan? I was mixed up in that too. And then I thought, no, I mean, that's kind of what you have to do for your game.
Right. Yeah, well, you can't, I mean, eventually you got to pull away. Because these people who are making great moves next to you are going to have a good resume at the end of the season. You want them gone. You want them gone and you want to be final two with people who aren't doing that much or who haven't done that much.
I'm so curious now I know we've seen some things from Jeff on the Daily Blast Live that has shown there's been a lack of growth, but I wonder Yeah, I guess I don't wonder because I kind of can find out on my own how he feels about
Right.
it. Well,
about everything going on right now.
Yeah, just I wonder, because I always wonder with these people who are on a while ago and have a different life, like if they've changed.
Yeah.
And I think he's answered that question himself.
Well, I was going to do a video talking about change in general because there's been a lot of news in the YouTube community, big YouTubers coming on.
And Marbles.
Not coming on, but, their past coming back to haunt them.
Yeah.
And so it's going to be a video that I was going to try to film tomorrow, but I guess we could talk about it right now a little bit. Do you think people can change?
Yes.
Like genuinely?
Yeah, I do. I think if you want to, I think that's the whole like human experience. If you're genuine and you find empathy and I think you can change. I mean, it depends. I mean, obviously it's kind of a case by case basis. And what is your true intention of wanting the change? Do you want the change or are you trying to keep your job or are you trying to save face, but I do think authentically, if you're authentic and you want to change to be a better person, I have to believe that. I'm someone who is like sober. I'm someone who, if that was the case, then I'm always what I once was. So I think if you really want to be a better person, I've talked about it on my channel. There are instances where I was sharing about my own life and my own experience and my own privilege and how things I might have said as a youth or something I did was problematic, and having that pointed out to me changed the direction of my life. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Had that not been pointed out, who knows what kind of person I would turn into. So I think we do have to allow people the opportunity.
Right.
You can't just cancel everybody. You just human beings, you can't. Can people get canceled off shows? Hell yeah, they can, because that's your job. You can't walk into Target and call everyone a racial slur and expect to keep your job. The same thing is true if you are an entertainment person and you're online doing that. Like, no one's going to keep you for that. But I do think, I think you can change, don't you? Or do you? You don't have to.
Yeah, no, I agree. But I am of the mindset, I'm a lot more skeptical of people's change, because especially in the entertainment world, especially with social media the way it is now, I know for myself, I have changed drastically. Grandma tells me almost every day, "Oh, Mija, you've changed so much." Like I know change can happen, but can it happen in the entertainment world on social media? I'm not sure.
I think you need to take a break. They need to take a break.
Yes. I think Jenna Marbles might have done the right move. She released her video and she's removing herself. But I also need to believe change can happen just for my sanity, like I need to have faith that people can get better, but can someone like Jackson change in a year? No, I don't think so. I do not think he has changed at all.
He stood by this and he stood by his words. He did not apologize. He went off and played house with Holly Beth. They got a new dog. Like, he had every opportunity to stand up, say something, do tons of stuff. He thought he knew it all. And now this little dude wants to be on the challenge or X on the beach, and found out that MTV is now firing people that do racist shit. And so now he's out there pretending to change. Give me a break. That is so disingenuous. Remove yourself from the situation, learn something, put your money, your time, everything towards change and something better. Otherwise, we won't believe you. We have to see growth. And there's been no growth, bro. You're just trying to get on another reality show. It's so transparent. It's disgusting.
Exactly. That's exactly how I feel about that too. It's like so clear. And then in these times that we're in, are people changing and supporting the cause, whatever the cause that they're supporting is? Are they doing it because they genuinely want to, or are they? I think I heard someone I think they were calling Tana Mongeau a performance activist, and
she's performative. She is the most performative.
But I heard that phrase "performance activist," and I was like, "Oh my gosh!" Because some of these, like I've mentioned before, the mommy YouTubers that I used to follow, they were retweeting and sharing and all this stuff for Black Lives and stuff like that. That the first like 2 or 3 days hasn't seen shit since. So it's like,
Have they
That
ever
was very performative.
Have they ever used their platform to give people of color a voice? Have they ever used their platform to raise money for that? Have they ever used their platform to talk about their own privilege? Have they ever used their platform for anything that wasn't selfish? And that's how you see where their true intention lies. Anyone can retweet something. That's fine.
Yeah.
But what about something from your heart? It's the same way we've talked about this before, the disingenuousness of the actors in Hollywood when they do these freaking things like, we will stand up against racism as they're reading lines. It's like, it has to come from here. You have to believe it. We know you can read lines. We don't want you acting the part. We want you being it. And are you really going to be an ally? Are you really going to step aside? Like, come on. So there's tons of performative. I just fell into a YouTube hole about Tana Mugu. I don't know.
Oh yeah, she has a path. I haven't followed her. Like, I'm not subscribed or followed any of her stuff.
I'm too old in there. Yeah.
Sparrow and I've been watching YouTube since it started. Sparrow's always watched gaming YouTube, so with the gaming community. Yeah. So I've watched from the sidelines his community, and then he would veer off into these drama channels like Drama Alert and stuff, and so that's where I get my YouTube news from. Just watching it. And so I followed along with Tana's story for a while, and she has stayed problematic. And so I'm not surprised with her at all. She's going to find a way to keep her subscribed, just like I think Shane is going to be able to find a way to figure himself out. Because I don't even know what the
deal with him is. Him and Jeffree Star were setting people up to do this docuseries or what?
No, I think they were setting him, Jeffree, and this chick Tati. They, I guess, all worked together. Yeah, they all conspired to get James Charles canceled. They basically called him a sexual P word, a pred word.
You can't say that.
Well, I've seen other people's lives say you shouldn't say that, so I'm not going to.
Got it.
But they basically said that he was targeting straight men and trying to turn them.
I remember that. I remember that was huge news, and he lost a bunch of stuff.
Right, and it's recently come out that Shane and Jeffree helped put all that together.
Why?
And then it's because they didn't like James, or because Jeffree didn't like James. I don't know. They're also catty. Jeffree is a Scorpio. He's like a dark Scorpio. But Jeffree has his own racist past.
Yeah.
Shane has his own past of doing blackface, and now
Shane.
Yes, there is a whole channel dedicated to it that he still hasn't removed. I think it might be like Lil Shanae. I think that might be his channel name.
That was Shane? I thought that was Jeffree. Is that Jeffree?
No, Jeffree Star has a racist past.
Oh my gosh.
Let me see.
Well, we do know that Jeffree was allegedly dating Jose from Big Brother recently because he was on a video of his. Jose showed up, and we saw Jose again in the challenge and stuff. So
I can't find his damn channel, but
I love where it says, "Oh, hello to 20 years ago, Joe." I honestly just started getting a grasp of all these YouTube people because obviously I know the Trisha Paytas and the Jenna Marbles and but some of these I didn't really know. So sorry, go ahead, Miranda.
Well, no, and now it's coming out that Shane was inappropriate towards children.
What?
And yes. And I've actually seen clips. Did you not see the clip that I shared on my Instagram? It was a clip from an interview that he did where he was pretending to be a P word and looked up inappropriate things. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So I'll try to send you the excerpt.
As a blogger, he did this?
Just throughout his 10 years or whatever it is on YouTube, there's clips of him. Okay, so on Twitter, I think yesterday, Jaden and Jada Smith called him out because there's a clip of Shane Dawson pretending to masturbate next to a picture of Willow Smith when she was 11.
What a disgusting.
Yeah.
Wait.
It's disgusting.
Oh my God. Oh my
it's terrible.
What is
We've totally gone off Big Brother.
But that's okay because they're all kind of intertwined because Jose might be dating Jeffree Star. But wow.
Yeah. So
wow.
But he has his fans still defending him. So I'm not sure if people can change in that sense, because I feel like those kind of things, he needs to remove himself from YouTube and get some therapy. Because if he thought, and he's claiming that those were his jokes and he was shocking. No, he's just a YouTuber who put funny, and I put that in quotes because I never found him funny, but I guess a lot of people did.
He was just like a crybaby vlogger. I didn't know much about him. I knew he had this docuseries. Everyone's like, Shane Dawson's amazing. So I would like watch a little, and he would like, he had one, or he was interviewing different YouTubers, and he was interviewing like that awful one that has another awful brother, those blonde twins that are just like the definition of like evil. Like, and one was caught looting in Scottsdale. Like, what a privileged prick. You know, just like,
Paul.
Yeah, Paul's like, who made these people famous? I mean,
Generation Z, they did.
Well, everyone makes mistakes. They can correct it.
They definitely made mistakes.
But oh my gosh, yeah, I can't fall too far into that because this. Oh my gosh, this.
No, it can get, it's quite a rabbit hole to go down. And like I said, I only know about it really because someone sent me the clip of, I think it might have been Maya. Maya, did you send that to me? It was, and I think because we had been talking about Shane Dawson, I think Maya might have sent it. Someone sent it to me, whatever. And I retweeted it or reshared it on my Instagram. And I was like, this dude's disgusting. But to be honest, they're all kind of disgusting. Like that's why I like our little community, our little Big Brother community. We're so small and we're in our corner. You know, none of us are million subscribers, which would be cool, but none of us are at that level where we have felt the need to backstab each other or like.
I don't like those drama channels. Like I don't understand when YouTubers want to fight with each other. I get you're like trying like clout and you're trying to, you know, but it's so negative where we can have fun and list like the worst players of BB, but really we're not like harassing these people's lives. We don't care that much. So
it's not that deep.
and then someone said, let's see, who was it? I'm so sorry, I was looking through. Okay, Billy said, no, be careful, Jake Paul was not looting and Logan has turned his life around. Okay, so Jake Paul was charged on June 4th after looting in Scottsdale, and there's a video, and that's what I'm going on. And maybe he's come out and said he didn't, but that's what they have said that he was.
Yeah, I think it has video of him doing it.
Unlawfully entered and remained inside Scottsdale Fashion Square Mall. I used to live down the street from there. Shout out Scottsdale Fashion Square Mall. And when it was closed. So officials say Paul, who has a large following on YouTube, was present after the protest was declared an unlawful assembly and the rioters were ordered to leave the area by police. Paul has been charged with criminal trespassing and unlawful assembly. So I don't know what happened after that. But
I don't know either, but I never followed them or anything like that either. They just weren't my jive. So.
No, they're the picture of privilege and everything that's wrong with this country. For real. I mean, let's just call it what it is. I mean, these two Fs, and you can, I've actually fallen down a rabbit hole for these two. They're the exploitation of other people in order to build their own channels and the people that worked for them and different things. I mean, it's truly disgusting. And I don't know if Logan Paul, I know they want to give their little written out things and read it and how they're so empathetic now, but I think more time needs to pass for someone like that to have changed and truly understand the impact that they have.
Well, we also have to consider that Logan Paul, I think, was on YouTube when he was really young.
Yeah, so they've been exploited too. Whoever your parents are, this is my problem with a lot of family blogging, is when you kind of put your kid out there and they cannot consent. Like my niece, she loves to be on my YouTube channel. We've done a couple videos, she loves it. But I'm so hesitant to make her, if she could, she would be on all the time. But to me, she's 6. She can't consent. So I feel a sense of responsibility to protect her from a world that she doesn't understand. And I don't want to make money off my niece. That's just weird.
So sometimes I will post a vlog, you know, like a holiday vlog, and it'll be featuring Amelia sometimes.
Me too.
if anyone thinks I'm making money off those vlogs, they're crazy.
Well, no.
But these bigger family channels,
yes, the family channel,
the hell out of their children in any which way they can. And it makes me scared because we see how these children actors grow up. Amanda Bynes, for example.
Britney Spears. I mean, they've all suffered.
All of these people who were child actors and being exploited.
We live in Los Angeles. I mean, we've both worked, like we see putting your children into this business and not being there fully supervised is crazy because the pred or whatever, I know you said not to say that, it's real. It's real. Yeah. It is so real. It is. And you just look at these people who were young Nickelodeon stars and things, and very few get out of this unscathed. And then people are like, well, why did they go quote unquote crazy? Well, why do you think?
Exactly. And I'm curious to see how a lot of these young YouTube kids are going to turn out, because if you think about it, these comments, they're with us at home. You know, back in the day when, you know, let's say Britney Spears or Amanda Bynes, they were coming up, they didn't have social media like they do now. The comments come home with you. You know, maybe the criticism for them back then would stay on the set. Mm-hmm. Well, that's what I'm assuming. I don't know. I was never on set with them, but you know what I'm saying. But now, and it's just like with bullying at school. It doesn't just stay on the schoolyard like it did when I was a kid. Mm-hmm. It comes home with these kids now.
It follows them all the time.
Right. There's no safe space. And when these kids and family vlogs, they don't have a safe space because their safe space is being filmed at 24/7, you know.
And how sad, your whole childhood. There's so much about my childhood I would not want shown because I'm developing in a kid, and my most awkward moments and times to be for my parents to profit off of. I remember I wanted to like go into like acting and stuff, and my mom was like wait till you're older, wait till you're older, wait till you're older. Like she was very protective of that, and was like, you could join maybe like the Child's Play Theater in like Minneapolis or something. But other than that, she was like, and I would be the same way. I'd be like, once you're older, like then you can decide on your own, but I'm not going to allow you to. That's just me. I don't have kids, so I can't really say.
Well, no, we're going to be moving in the fall, so we're going to be taking I just don't think LA is a good place to be raising children, in my opinion. I mean, you've seen LA, you've seen how it can really just take people down. Even Orange County, that's where I went to school and grew up. And I remember looking around at all these kids with their rich ass families and thinking to myself, like, what? It makes me hate my family, you know, that kind of thing. I kind of want a more simpler, humbler life. I don't think that growing up in Orange County or LA is it. So
I don't either. So it's like that kind of coastist mentality where everyone thinks middle America is just shit, which it's not. I mean, there's issues with every area, but when people are like, this is the best, it's like, well, not necessarily, you know. We're very removed from a lot of real life things, you know.
Right.
So
but it's almost been 2 hours.
I know, we've been on tangents.
I know, and I think it really needs to get to bed soon.
I know, they turned off the lights.
I'm sure you got a life, but, you know, I'm sure Chell wants to cuddle.
No, he's studying, and well, I would like to cuddle him. Maybe he does want to, but I was bugging him all day, so no.
Well, thank you so much. I think we're gonna have to end it, Amelia. It's around 8:30 is normally when we start quiet time.
Miranda, you did it. You did your first live. You had over 100 people joining. You guys don't forget to like Miranda's video. Give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment after. Who don't you want to see? Sorry, I don't mean to hijack your stream.
No, I think we covered every awful person that we could ever, at least that I could remember.
We did.
And
there are rumors.
We'll do another live together, hopefully.
I hope you'll have me back. And people are asking, did they go into sequester today? Here's the deal, you guys. There are rumors that they did go into sequester today. Do we know for sure? No. Will there be a dude named Craig in a Facebook group who says he has inside sources? Always. Yes, but I doubt Craig has those sources. But Dan did put out a tweet that said he's taking the week off. So read that how you'd like. And on Sunday, he has a special announcement. So we'll see.
And Davon has been a little suspicious on Twitter. So
I will love if we see Devon. The mole man says, I don't want to see Caitlyn. Unfortunately, I think that's the kind of player you're going to see on this All-Star season.
Yeah, I think so. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to tell you. Because they're going to give her redemption moment, another puzzle.
I'm going to give her a 5-piecer and be like, you're going to get 20 minutes, baby. Good luck.
Yeah, they're going to give her time again. And so we just need to accept that one.
Yes.
But I think our list was pretty spot on. I think everybody that we picked were pretty terrible for the most part. There were a few that we didn't really agree on, but for the most part, we were like, yes, that's that person.
That's the beauty of Big Brother. Everyone has their own thoughts. And like I said, you're not wrong unless you like a handful of people that I think are like ultimate no's.
Yes. Unless you support Jackson, then.
Jerkson, Aqua Douche, Baby Bangs. There you go.
You can have your own opinion until you talk about Jackson. Then it has to be he's trash. No, I'm kidding.
Yes.
But you guys, in the description box, I don't know. This is my first StreamYard, so I think I properly linked Joleen's channel and her Instagram.
You did. I'm looking at it now. Thank you so much.
So I'm sure you guys are all already following her because she is almost at 10K, which is insane. Congratulations.
I'm going to cry if I hit 10K. I'll be so excited.
I agree. I'll cry right there with you, and it'll be beautiful.
Let's get Miranda up to 10K and we'll both hit it. And
then I also made a link in the description for Breonna Taylor petition.
Yes.
We need some justice. We need some justice for Breonna. So please, if you guys haven't, go sign it. Make sure you follow Joleen on Instagram. My Instagram is in there as well. I love you guys. Thank you for hanging out with me. And Joleen, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate you letting me run my mouth. Thanks, Miranda. I love you. Mwah.
I love you too. I love you all so much. Thank you to my mods for being the bomb. I don't know if we had any trolls or not, but
we only had one person use a homophobic slur towards us, which I think was pretty, like, that's a success.
Yeah, you did? I didn't even notice them.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's a success. And we had no ball sack profile pictures, I don't think. So that's a plus.
Yay. And now I'll teach you how to highlight comments. And next time you'll just be
I don't know how to highlight comments. So that's why we did not do that. I'm not as advanced as Joleen is. I'm sorry.
Hey, I had to start somewhere, and I learned from Sarah at Nerdtainment, and then we all teach each other, and then everyone succeeds, and it's beautiful.
Oh, it is beautiful. There's success for everybody.
What? You little crazy socialist. All right.
Okay, so what do? I just press end broadcast?
Yep, it should end the live. Bye, guys.
Okay. Bye, guys. Thank you. Okay.
I'll keep waving.